Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please, no smoking of any kind during the tour. Be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, fire effects, and many water effects, so you may get wet. There are also sudden tram movements during the tour, so secure your personal belongings and hold on. Finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you are on board. Alright everybody, let's get this studio tour on the road. We've officially left behind the theme park. We've made it into our studio. We've been on property here for over 110 years. Our founder, Carl Lemley, he was a Bavarian immigrant, and he had a dream of creating an entire city dedicated to movie making. And on March 15th, 1915, that dream came true. Now, we have a lot of similarities to likely the city that you live in, and of course there are a few distinctions that make us a little unique. For one thing, nobody lives here. Got a population of 0. Got more Starbucks than citizens. And instead of having houses or apartment buildings where somebody could live, we have sets and sound stages, like you're seeing on our left-hand side. A sound stage is basically a large, 100% soundproof warehouse. You can build absolutely anything the script demands. It doesn't matter if a scene takes place in the Himalayas, the Sahara Desert, someplace a little bit more whimsical like Shiz University, a little bit more local like the Air Academy. We can build it in a soundstage. The soundstage we've just passed have been used for productions like Hacks. You can catch Hacks on HBO Max. It's a multi-Emmy, multi-Golden Globe award-winning comedy starring multi-Emmy, multi-Golden Globe award winner Gene Smart. Soundstage 78 and 14 here on our left-hand side is the recent home of Bel Air, which is like a gritty reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Stars Jabari Bates, Ali Sholington, and Coco Jones. You can catch Bel Air on our Peacock network.
You got me when you get so what it is, you put egg on the cheese. You put cheese on the eggs, on the cheese. It's right. Whoa, how many seats do you think are in there? I don't know, it's gotta be a lot. Yeah, we could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew. Oh, we gotta get one of these for the mansion. For sure. You're lucky for y'all. The brainstorming mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Alright, what have been your most memorable moments? I don't know, I mean, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the fool yourself when Will first enters, and at that moment, his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I'm really happy to sit in that cold, nice bath for hours. And that was really fun. I can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew all together from air, design, props, and transportation. Transpo, yes. Yo, Transpo is the best. Yeah, they have the sweetest rides for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we'd better go talk to Transpo now and let these people get back on their tour. Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I get to drive. Oh, not if I've got the keys. Oh, come on, man.
On your right, we have sound stages that have been used for newer shows like Loop, starring Maya Rudolph, The Paper, starring Donald Gleason, as well as The 5-Star Weekend, starring Jennifer Garner, Regina Hall, and Gemma Chan. And Soundstage 19, just currently being used for The 5-Star Weekend, is where we filmed our 11th Academy Award-winning picture, Oppenheimer. Continuing on our left-hand side this time, you see these tan buildings. These are offices for writers, directors, and producers. This is where I like to leave your favorite movies or TV shows get their start. A lot of times this is where a script is fleshed out before it becomes a movie or a TV show. We've had some big-name producers use these offices throughout the years, like Academy Award-winning writer, director, producer, and actor Jordan Peele and his Monkey Paw Productions, and Mark Platt. He is the executive producer who brought Wicked to the Broadway stage and now to the big screen in a 2-part adaptation, starring Academy Award nominees Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. The cast of Wicked and Wicked: For Good Also includes Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh and Jeff Goldblum and Jonathan Bailey. Continuing on our left-hand side, we've got two of our newer sound stages, 25 and 26. The current home of St. Denis Medical, which stars David Allen Greer, Wendy McLennan-Covey, and Allison Tolman.
St. Denis! Oh, I love a good buzzword, a Coachella type vibe. St. Denis Regional Medical! St. Denis Regional Medical!
That woman's lying.
She's just quirky. St. Denis Regional Medical! It's gonna get you, and it got me.
St. Denis Medical, all episodes streaming now. Watch NBC on Peacock.
All right, friends, we left behind our front lot, where we have a majority of our sound stages and production offices, and we've made it into our back lot, where we have our large external sets. This is where I like to think the world is just around the corner, because it quite literally is. In just a moment, we're going to round the corner and leave behind Hollywood to make our way to London. These sets make up part of our metropolitan area that we call London Square. These sets don't always London. In fact, this area has played as New York for a number of productions.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. I once got mugged over there. An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool guys. I was just, just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
That's right, Jimmy. A lot of times when you see New York in the movies, there's a good chance it was filmed right here on the Universal backlot. We don't just use these sets for New York. Speaking of Chicago, and the Blues Brothers.
It fell, and you saw it land and make this big hole in the street. That was on the back lot. You dropped it from a crane. You dig like that in Chicago, not a good idea.
When people ask me of all of the movies I've ever done, what was the most satisfying and the most fun, I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive, and train with the best stunt people in the world, and got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny called John America's Death because just he'd walk in anybody's house.
During the shooting of the movie, John was missing. We couldn't find him.
Danny went off looking for him, saw a light on in this one house, knocked on the door.
I said, sir, we're doing a movie down here. We're looking for one of our actors. Oh, John, yeah, he's on my couch. He came in, he had a snack a couple hours ago. He's sleeping. He was America's Death. I mean, literally that.
We've also used this as 1993 Boston for Ted.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at the Peacock Original Event Series today. It's a prequel series set in 1993. That means our skilled craftspeople had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as it looked back in the day, using exterior sets and facades you're about to see on the tour. But I should warn you, Ted is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
Alrighty, friends, let's make our way to Skull Island. To tell you a little bit more, Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson.
The Universal Tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing listeners a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife in Skull Island.
Adventure awaits us, so please remain seated and hold on. And now, let's head back to Skull Island. Go ahead and take off your 3D glasses. You no longer need them for the tour. That impressive, immersive 3D experience was projected on some of the world's largest 3D screens. That was a collaboration between Universal and Weta FX, formerly known as Weta Digital. Even if you think you've never heard of Weta FX or Weta Digital, I bet you've seen their work. They are the 8-time Academy Award-winning company out of New Zealand. If you take a look at your screens, you'll see how they put everything together exclusively for Universal.
During the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here, you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram is driving along through Skull Island. That's where the camp is from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
On your right, you're going to see our stunning monster mural done in dedication to our monster movie history and horror movie legacy by Tristan Eaton.
An instrumental part of the process of designing these murals was getting to go to the Universal Archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind making movies. But I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding, and graffiti, and comic books. You always have to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started with getting stuff in the street illegally, tagging billboards and dumpsters. And without that, I never would be here using spray paint like this.
On your left, you're seeing sound stages 30 and 31, the current home of the voice. Next to it, sound stages 32 and 33, the Jordan Field sound stages. That's where the Academy Award winner has filmed portions of Us, starring Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, and No, starring Academy Award winner Daniel Kaluuya and Kiki Palmer. Those two sound stages are now the home of Happy's Place, which stars Reba McEntire. Alright friends, it's getting pretty warm, so I thought I would take us to an adorable little resort town called Amity Island, where it's like the 4th of July every day. As we head over to Amity Island, friendly reminder, please stay seated and hold on. working shark in Hollywood. Our shark is working, but a shark that didn't like to work was the shark they used in Jaws.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited.
The shark worked well enough for a while there. So I really owe the shark a lot.
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect storm and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Island of God. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on. It's your neck of the woods.
That's a much maligned shark.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I hear this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while we get you good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Well, you can count on it, fella. Now get.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
Maybe we're just gonna stir things up here. There I am.
On your left-hand side, you're seeing a body of water that was featured in the Amazon River, or as the Amazon River, for the creature from the Black Lagoon. Filmed here over 71 years ago. Alright friends, in just a moment we are going to be hopping the pond, so to speak, as we visit the sets that we have affectionately named Little Europe. This is where we have filmed all of our monster movies. So we consider this the birthplace of the monster movie franchise. Every single one of those classic monster movies, from Dracula, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Wolfman, The Invisible Man, have all filmed here.
Usually that's what we think of monsters.
Dracula, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein,
The Mummy.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. Classic films are just brilliantly made.
That Frankenstein image, flathead, bulbs, it's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by it. Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie was scaring me.
They still ring in our memories now, and we love them.
All right, friends, we are halfway through the tour. We will be returning to the theme park shortly. Friendly reminder, please stay seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. If you need assistance, drop your phone. Just can't wait to use the restroom. Pull the red cord to get my attention. Otherwise, stay seated and hold on. Welcome to Soundstage 50, everybody. As we head inside the soundstage, please remain seated and hold on. And this is Hollywood's only 2-level soundstage. The sets and props you're seeing are practical, meaning they are real. There are no screens, so you do not need 3D glasses. There are no screens, so you do not need 3D glasses. On your left, you're seeing Video Village. That's where the director is going to play back anything that was filmed during the day. Make sure they have all the footage before moving on to the next scene. This is where we also... Once again, everybody, hold on. We're still celebrating anniversaries this year with the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future, the 50th anniversary of Jaws, and the 49th anniversary of the Jaws attraction.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
We're heading into our residential area now. On our left, we just passed by Elm Street. The house on your right was featured in the best little whorehouse in Texas. And these sets have also been featured in one of my favorite TV shows, Murder, She Wrote, starring Dame Angela Lansbury. Aw, it's a tale as old as time. We're now making our way through Colonial Street. It is the most desirable filming location on our backlot. This is where we film TV shows, commercials, music videos. We even host live events here. We filmed a number of new projects here, like The Birds, starring National Treasure and Entertainer of the Year, Keke Palmer, as well as This Being the Neighborhood, where Ted and John live, in the new Ted TV series.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cartons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
But come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
We've now made it to Steven Spielberg Drive. We've had a very long relationship with the Academy Award-winning director. You could say it goes all the way back to the earliest days of the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on the movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom. And when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left. And then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Say they're made all over the world, locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
All right, friends, we are 10 minutes from the end of the tour. Friendly reminder, please stay seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. If you need assistance, pull the red cord to get my attention. Otherwise, stay seated and hold on.
Oh, Psycho.
We all go on our lives sometimes.
On your left, you're seeing our Hollywood sign. It's out for Halloween Horror Nights event to kick off this weekend. Oh, I did not realize that Norman was home today. Hey Norman, how you doing, buddy? Hi. Do you want to sign some autographs? Oh, no. He's got a Sharpie. He's got a Sharpie. I get it, everybody. I might go a little mad sometimes too, if this is where my backyard looked like. Welcome to the crash site set from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Got them closed? Bobby, get in. Get in.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Kiki Palmer from Jordan Peele's film, Nope. What's a bad miracle? Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Clay.
Did you see a UFO in the cloud? Yeah. No.
I ain't never seen it.
Yeah.
Not like this.
Are you ready?
Hell no.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. A nostalgic, small-time, Southern California home by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the Wicked Web. Have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Basso Experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Welcome to the world of No.
All right, friends, we have time to take you to one more set before we head back to the theme park. On your right-hand side, you will see North America's largest freestanding blue screen. I know it's painted a little bit more like a sky blue, a little bit of gray in there. It is our largest set on our backlot. It's also the most versatile set on our backlot because of that blue screen. We could add or remove anything we need from the set digitally with CGI or computer-generated imagery, which is why Warner Brothers decided to recreate the Miracle on the Hudson here on our backlot.
Evacuate.
Warner Brothers put another airplane on our backlot. The water you're seeing is real. The plane is real. The people are real. What's not real on your screens is the New York and New Jersey skyline. That was filled in later using CGI or computer-generated imagery. Okay, friends, time to take you back to the theme park. Our studio tour is special to us because the studio tour is where all the Universal destinations and experiences from two banana trams traveling around the studio box inside a 64 we've developed into so much more, including 7 cars, entertaining millions of guests every year, and the now open Universal Universe in Orlando. Plan to come back to Universal Studios Hollywood next year for the opening of our new attraction, Fast and Furious: Hollywood Drift. I'd like to take this time now to thank all of our studio tour ambassadors, drivers, and guides who throughout our history helped make the studio tour world famous. From our first 4 drivers and guides, to the hundreds of team members who support the tour today, to our past members. Thank you for being with us today. If you are not a pass member, head to the Universal box office to see how you can upgrade to an annual pass so you can come back again and again. Make sure to download the Universal Studios Hollywood app. That's where you'll find information, including today's park hours, wait times, mobile food ordering, maps, and more. Or to confirm that we close today at 6 p.m. To purchase any of the NBC Universal movies or TV shows you've seen on our tour, visit www.uhe.com or ask it at our retail stores. On behalf of myself, our driver, Richard,